and they also have some offensive coverage, so they're always covered. They give a lot of passing options, as we spoke on the last one. These teams, they are going to struggle because, of course, they want to attack, they want to press. Nothing is perfect. You're always going to have one man left, so that you have the two center backs to hold your position, so that you're always like kind of safe on your defensive line. I mean, if they really want to play, it's the other team. They're gonna struggle. Paris Saint Germain is gonna struggle. Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond the Ball. Today we're gonna speak, as promised, about Paris Saint Germain on the defensive side. But before we go into that, I want to give you some general information about the defensive moment, so that then you can navigate not only on Paris Saint Germain, but also when you watch other teams, you can understand how the defensive moment is approached. So the first thing is the defensive block. So what is a defensive block? So basically that's where your team is positioned when they are going to defend. It can be only a starting point. So normally we have low to medium, medium to high, or high pressing. Those are normally the elements that come into the picture. And from these, you can understand already that you can be specifically on a specific, so you're specifically positioned in a specific area, which is, let's say, medium block, and your team is going to be on the medium block, and only once the other team comes inside this area, you're going to press them effectively. Or you can go on a medium to high, so you can start on a medium as soon as the ball starts, or whatever it is, the trigger that you're going to have, and I'm going to explain the triggers after this. You start to go from a medium to high. So that's basically the moment that I want you to understand as a starting. Where is the team position? And of course, what's going to be the triggers? There are many different triggers that each coach can go. It can be the striker or the two strikers, depending on which formation you're using. It can be the strikers that decide, okay, we are ready, and now this is the trigger. It can be a bad passing. It can be a pass behind from the midfielder to the defender, and then you're gonna start. You can define even a zone, like a side zone or a medium zone. It really depends. So there's a lot of possibilities. It's only about the coach to understand where he feels or she feels more comfortable to go in press, and then you start by that trigger. So that is a very important concept. Also, before we go to the Paris Saint Germain, for me to explain you, it's important to give you this theory behind it. So we already covered the blocks, we already covered the triggers, and now it's about the specific principles. So on the specific principles, we have four offensive and four defensive. The defensive ones are the pressing player, or a containment. That's the word that we use in Portugal. So basically that's the pressing, the person or the player that he's going to press. So that's the pressing player. Then we need to have a coverage, someone to cover him or her. And then we're going to have balance, someone that is going to give balance and sustain this pressure. And then we're going to go to as you see, we go from the individual, and then we start thinking about the team. And now we go, the fourth principle involves everyone, which will be compactness, or concentration, as we say in Portugal. So basically the team needs to be compact, so then you're going to have an effective pressure, and it's not going to be an isolated player just go ahead and press on his own or on her own. So these are the three main aspects that I want to give you before explaining Paris Saint Germain. So we need to give you a little bit of a theory, so you understand exactly the principles, what is a trigger, what is a block, so then you understand not only Paris Saint Germain, but now maybe you can take this information, and if you are a coach, you're going to understand better, of course, where you want to press, and the different strategies and thoughts that you need to have. Or you can even, as a spectator, you can understand better where the team's position and why, etc. So Paris Saint Germain, I would say they have kind of two different strategies. Of course, they're gonna go on a high pressing block. They might start at medium, but at the moment the ball starts, they're going to press. The trigger normally is Dembele, and you, at least from the last matches on Paris Saint Germain, you can see that the team is going to wait for almost like a curve movement from Dembele, where basically he's trying to take, as soon as the goalkeeper passes the ball to the defender, he's going to make like a curve movement so that the ball cannot come back to the goalkeeper. The moment he does that, you can see already the wingers, especially the opposite side winger where the ball is going through. He's already taking care or marking almost individually the other center back. So that's basically where we need to navigate here. So the first strategy, we can split the team into 5 or 6 if we want to include Vitinha. It's a defined 4-1-4-1 formation, and we're gonna have the first 6 players. So we're gonna leave the defenders out of this equation for now. They're gonna go on a man-to-man marking. So it's really a man-to-man marking. Dembele makes a curve movement, starts to press the center back with the ball, and then the remaining players, the wingers, the midfielders, they need to be holding one player. Okay, so that's the first thing that we need to think. The side backs, they will also have an important role. So of course, the one that is on the side of the ball, he will be man marking the winger normally. And the opposite one will be ready, because if the ball can go ahead and they can make a long pass to the opposite, so let's say it's the right center back that has the ball, of course the right winger will be marked by the left back, the right defender, so the right back will be marked by the left winger of Paris Saint Germain. But in this case, Hakimi, which will be the right back from Paris Saint Germain, he needs to be taking an eye not only on the winger on his side, but also on the side back, because if there's a long pass, he needs to go there and press. So I would say that the two strategies are the first one, man-to-man marking, waiting for Dembele's trigger, and then you're gonna have a man-to-man marking, and the side backs will also have an important role on this one. But the two center backs, initially they're never exposed, so they don't mark. Okay, they don't go ahead, they don't press, and nothing is perfect. Normally these teams, they really struggle. Every team that is very good on the possessional and positional play, normally they really struggle on the defensive sides, because of course they are used to have the ball majority of the time. So if a team like Villa did, if they outnumber the center, if they create strategies and they really want to build up from the back, and they also have some offensive coverage, so they're always covered. They give a lot of passing options, as we spoke on the last one. These teams, they are going to struggle, because of course they want to attack, they want to press. Nothing is perfect. You're always going to have one man left, so that you have the two center backs to hold your position, so that you're always like kind of safe on your defensive line. I mean, if they really want to play, it's the other team, they're gonna struggle. Paris Saint Germain is gonna struggle, like Manchester City struggles, like all the teams that play on Barcelona. I mean, you name it. All the teams that have a positional game as their core way of playing, they're gonna struggle on the defensive side. And this is also related to the player's profile, as we spoke. So taking this in consideration, I just wanted to give you a very basic and simple analysis on how Paris Saint-Germain approaches the defensive moment of the game. They approach on these two strategies, and because I know this is very incomplete, I want to give you something to think about. So the first thing that I want you to think about, and this is something that I'm gonna cover in the future, it's going to be the rest defense. So this is a principle that for me it's very very important, and something that probably will come into also the specific principles, or the principles of the defensive moment very soon, which is the moment that you have the ball, your team has the ball, but you are already thinking, okay, if we lose the ball, we need to be doing this, and that. So the rest defense, you can see and you can start to understand this moment, especially when you have the ball on the offensive half or even on the last third, and there's going to be a cross, or you just, you're making overlaps, and what is the behavior of the defenders on that time. So that's a concept that I really want to bring here, because I think that is something very important, because it can prevent you to get the counters. It can also prevent you to get yellow cards, because of course, if you let one or two players to navigate behind your midfield line and away from your defensive line, so they're navigating in that end area. If they get the ball, they face your defenders. Your defenders, of course, will want to prevent the counter. They don't want to get a counter when they are out positioned, because of course the team is attacking. They're going to make a foul. They're going to get a yellow card because he's facing your own goal. Whereas if you are man marking and you're not preventing him to turn to one side or the other, I mean, normally the referee will not give you. You're making a foul on the offensive half, so normally the referee will not give you a yellow card. So this is something that we need to consider. And then the last one, of course, we are going to think about the last third behaviors. So the last third behaviors is basically when you're defending, and of course it's going to be a cross or something. You need to work on those behaviors, and mainly on the relationships, the numerical relationships within the box, because we see a lot of teams. The side back goes to press, that side center back is going to give him or her a coverage, and then inside the box you have, if you are defending with four, of course, which majority of the teams play, you're going to have the second center back and the opposite side back against the striker and the winger of the other team. So basically you have a 50-50 again relationship, 2 against 2, and this is something that teams really need to be careful, because a bad day, a very good crossing, a faster runner is going to get, or she's going to get the ball and they're going to score. So this is always something that I always look into. So how to protect the box, how to be on the positions, and that's basically the two things that I want to cover next. On this one, I just wanted to give you a basic and simple understanding of Paris Saint Germain. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any doubts, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hear your comments. Don't forget, if you like this content, if you think this can help someone, share it. Get in touch with me. Really, comment and let me know if I'm doing a good job, or if you think that this is not helping you to understand the game. I hope it does, but yeah, let me know. Okay, thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.